So I have a bunch of stuff in this house. I've lived in it for 40 years. I'm now downsizing. What can I do with this stuff?
One service that I suggest to my clients is that we can come in and we can do an online auction for them. My team would come in and we would start making lots, which is grouping items like items together. For example, every single year you probably get a bouquet of flowers from your flower shop, and you might have a bunch of vases. Take between 10 and 20 pictures of that particular lot. We would write a description, and that would get published onto the Max Sold website, but we would be doing that for many, many lots.
Okay.
My last online auction was, I think, 230 lots that they had. I've been doing this for almost 10 years, and I've seen the good, the bad, and the ugly. I've had moves that have taken me a day, one single day. We do the pack, the move, and the unpack in one day. And I've had moves that have taken me over 5 weeks. Some of my hoarding houses have been over 200 hours of already, but my movers have been vetted by me. Okay. I know them personally. Yeah. But if you're going to go on to Kijiji, and if someone tells you that they're going to move your 4-bedroom, 4-bathroom, 4,000 square foot house for $700, I've never heard of that.
Hi everyone, and we're back with another Sandwich Years, and today I'm talking to one of our supportive brands, Nicole. So here's my friend Nicole, and Nicole, can you tell everybody who you are, what you do, and what your services are?
Absolutely, I'd be happy to. Thank you so much for having me on the show today. So I'm Nicole, and I'm with a company called One Source Moving Solutions. We are a full service moving company. We do absolutely everything for our clients from beginning to end. We do all of your downsizing, your packing, your moving, your unpacking, your setting up and staging. On your move day, my team is going to come in. We're going to make your bed, hang your art, install all of your electronics, design your closets.
That's awesome.
Thank you. Unpack absolutely everything, remove the boxes, paper, and debris, and vacuum our way out the door.
Vacuum? Whoa.
Yes.
Stop this. Hold on. You vacuum as well?
Absolutely. We vacuum our way out the door, and as well as, if necessary, we'll also dust our clients' furniture. We'll just do a little bit of light housework just so that when they come into their new home at the end of the day, I try and make my clients' new homes, condos, suites, like House and Home magazine is going to come and photograph it. That's the way I want to leave it.
Oh, that's so perfect. So guess what, guys? It's moving day. And so, I mean, Nicole's going to tell us all about the ins and outs of moving. And if you're in the sandwich generation, you know that moving like house is a lot, whether you have little kids or whether you are just starting out. Sometimes, even for myself, when we moved from our parents' house, we had hardly anything to go and furnish a 3-level house. And so moving, we employed all our friends. That was back in the day when they had time. To move right now, I can't employ my friends. I would actually have to probably get a service like yourself to help move us. Then we have our adult, like our parents moving. And if our parents are moving, they're probably moving from a house that had like 40, 50 years of stuff. And so when you have stuff like that, it's actually quite important to have someone like you. So let's talk about the top button. So for those dialing in for the first time, Sandwich Years is about people who have dependents on the top button, which are parents, aunts, uncles, things like that. And then also if you have dependents like children, older adult children, and they could be moving as well. And then you also could have some animals. And that's just probably another topic we're going to have to talk about. How are we moving these animals around? So if you have that, then you also have to take care of yourself. And so you're juggling your household plus probably other people's households as well. Okay, so let's first talk about this. So if we are trying to move ourselves, what kind of types of people are typically moving these days?
Well, every person that I can think of moves. So we specialize in moving seniors, but not necessarily. We also move professionals and families. When it comes to moving seniors, we're usually moving people that have been living home for 40 or 50 plus years type thing, and they're ready to move on to usually a retirement home or maybe a smaller condo, and they just can't put it all together. How are we going to do this? How are we going to make this move happen? And that's where we come in to help with all of that. We're going to help clear the clutter out.
Okay, so we'll start with seniors then. With a seniors move, they've been in the house for about 50 odd years. They probably had their children there. And so they have a lot of stuff.
Yes.
How does a person engage with you? Like, are they calling you after they've downsized stuff or like decluttered? Or are they calling you at the beginning of when they realize that they're going to move?
That would come a little bit further down the line. When somebody is ready to move, usually they're looking at a place to move first, and then they're probably picking out a real estate agent. Okay. And then when it comes to dealing with the contents of their home, then that's when I would be getting a call. Usually our referrals come from retirement homes or real estate agents. That
have recognized that they need some help.
Exactly.
Okay. And so with that said, so normally you've chosen the destination already where you're going. So you have a good sense of all this stuff has to fit here.
Yes.
And that's when we would call you and sort of say, Nicole, I'm moving from this to that. And that gives you a good inclination. What happens next?
Typically, we want to start with a floor plan. Okay. We want to decide what furniture is coming with them. We'll go over and measure their new home or condo to see what type of furniture is going to fit. Then we will come up with a floor plan, and then we're going to start to have to make decisions about what we're going to do with their belongings that can't come or can't fit.
So logistically, time-wise, is there a certain lead time that you need or no?
There isn't a certain lead time, but if we want to go through everything with a fine-tooth comb, we need a little longer than, say, maybe 2 weeks.
Okay.
But we do short notice moves as well.
Okay.
But it depends on how much support my client needs.
Okay. And so it's really driven off of that first phone call. You'll probably have like an intake process where you ask a bunch of questions so you can see it. You might even go to their house as well.
Absolutely. I always do. My consultations are always at my clients' houses. So I can sit down, I can give them a bit of a presentation on our company and how we can help. And then what I want to do is walk through, take a lot of notes and take a lot of pictures, because my next step is to come back with an estimate for my client based on time and material. Okay.
So you mentioned already you've had seniors that are probably reducing their household. They've been in it for do you have an example of one where somebody might have left and there's a lot of stuff that they're not taking?
Absolutely.
So because I think one of the things is when you have a collection of stuff, they're very sentimental and they have a lot of meaning. And then you have other family members who are chirping in going, you got to get rid of that. Mm-hmm. You should get rid of that. And it's a very, how do I say this? There's a lot of conflict there. And so you're a third party.
There is.
How does this work? Tell us a little bit of potentially what you might end up doing for a family who's dealing with a lot of comments, a lot of ears and stuff.
But typically I want to have one point of contact.
Okay.
Absolutely. I cannot usually deal with 6 family members. It has to be one, maybe the POA and of course the client. So how we would manage all of this is, if time permits, we want to, if possible, move my senior client into a retirement home first to take with them just the belongings that they need. We're really being ruthless when we move into a retirement home, especially if my client is getting 3 meals a day and they're moving into a place which there's only a kitchenette. So we don't have a stove. We have a little fridge. We have a microwave and a sink, and that's typically it, and not a lot of storage. So when it comes to that, what I do is I provide my client with checklists for the types of things that they want to be taking with them to their new home. And it's a guideline. You don't have to listen to it. It's just sort of a template. But things as in if you're getting your 2 or 3 meals a day,
what kind of things are on this checklist kind of thing? Like if I was trying to talk my parents into the ability of their moving, because it's, how do I say this? It's a lot to think that you have to leave behind your home and all of your belongings. And so is there 4 or 5 things that you would suggest to somebody to say, hey, remind them that these 4 core things are coming, or 5 things are coming?
Well, whatever is really sentimental to my clients, whatever they're really emotional about, we also want to include that as well. But when it comes to moving into a retirement, especially for your kitchen, I say sets of 4. My client can do whatever they feel. Let's do 4 plates, 4 knives, 4 forks, 4 water glasses, that type of thing. Something that can go in their microwave. And then we get into things like, do we need to bring a shower curtain? Do we need a riser for the toilet so they can get off and on?
Would you recommend, if you're getting a shower curtain stuff, you just get a new one rather than you taking an older one? Or do you think it's a familiarity thing? Like you should bring it?
To be honest with you, it's entirely up to my client. I'll actually make suggestions. If I see that someone's shower curtain is ratty and tatty, I'll be more than happy to take a trip to Walmart for my clients to buy miscellaneous things if they need it.
Oh, that's very nice. Yeah. Okay, so you will help supplement some of the items, especially because if they're older, they probably won't have all that running around, as well as they're probably dealing with the fact that they're moving. It's very emotional, as we said.
Absolutely.
Okay, so key things, sets of 4. What about photo albums and stuff like that? Should they be bringing all of it, or could they put it in storage? Like, what do you do with the photo albums?
It really depends. It depends on the amount of storage that they have in their new home. But there are different companies, and I don't know if I should say their name on here, but I can certainly take photographs over and have them digitalized, exactly. Okay. Put on a flash drive. And then we're only taking the special photographs. Your wedding photograph, I'm sure, is very emotional and personal. I'm sure you're going to want to take that. We want to bring your favorite pieces of art so we can hang those on the wall.
Nice.
Favorite sort of tchotchkes and decoration pieces. But we're really scaling back on what can come into a condo or retirement home. Usually we're only bringing 15 to 20% of what you have in your current home.
Okay. So that's good learning. Like literally, if you're downsizing, 15%, which is actually not a lot. And I mean, also you have to recognize too, you won't have like a lawn, you won't have certain things. So everything in the garage probably can go.
Absolutely.
You probably, when you're looking at the household things, like you're going to go from 1 bed to multiple beds, right? So that's the other thing as well. So, okay. So we're downsizing. Now that's one piece of it. And if you're going to a home, what about relocation? Can you help with relocation too? Like, so if somebody, for example, had, a parent that lives in like Ottawa or Montreal or something and is coming to Toronto to be a little closer, can you support that? Like, how does that work?
Well, absolutely. There's other companies out there that do what we do. We are a part of an association called NASM, National Association of Senior Move Managers. And to be a part of this, you have to follow a code of ethics. You have to have insurance. And there's a certain protocol to be included. And what we can do is something called a job share. Okay. It's quite common. So if I have someone that's moving from Ottawa, we would typically have a company like mine that would do all of their downsizing and packing. Then either that company or my company would arrange the movers and the trucks. And if they were moving here to, say, Whitby, where we are right now, we would receive it and do the unpack. Okay. So it is quite common for that to happen, yes.
Okay. No, and you know what? I think some of the things that people are dealing with in the sandwich years is that they have family members that have to move. closer so that they can actually take care of them.
Mm-hmm.
And so that knowing that that's kind of the service that's there is perfect, because then they could call you from this end and you can actually do all of that. And also knowing that you have like a governing body, especially for seniors. So that's amazing. Can you also help with us sending our children away as well for school? Like, do you do that too?
Sure. We can expand our services. Definitely. I think a lot of parents might appreciate that service. But why not?
But you literally, if you're moving from city to city, you can do that piece as well.
Oh, 110%. I mean, there's nothing that's different about that than a regular move. We can certainly do the packing and the unpacking, get the movers and the truck to come in. Absolutely.
Awesome. Okay, so that's great. Do you also do it where, so I've seen a lot of moves where they actually get one of those moving sort of cubes, and they put everything in it.
Yes.
Yeah. What's the suggestion on that? Like, how does that work out?
So my clients that have used that in the past, actually, they've been setting up for a renovation. So we can come and support that as well.
Okay.
So we've actually done a few moves, or I wouldn't call it a move, but where we come and do the pack. And then I get my movers to come in and pack up the pod. And then when the renovation's complete, we come and do it in the reverse. The movers will come, bring everything back inside, and then as well as the boxes. And then my team will do the unpack in the client's newly renovated home.
Oh, very nice. And so literally they can come home and everything's back to normal.
Absolutely.
Oh, that's very cool.
Yes.
Well, no, I've had a few friends. Like, the other thing is, while you're in the sandwich years, you're probably in your own home and you're like, I'd like to move, but actually I need to outfit my home instead of moving because I want something new, fresh. And then when you're doing a renovation, it normally takes out the whole floor and a whole area, and it's not really livable. Like, you're living and working at the same time. So it's a lot. So at the end of the day, the options are now that you kind of move out for a time period or move in with somebody else or figure that piece out. And then you can take out the stuff, let them do the renovations and put it all back in.
Absolutely. We can absolutely help with all of that.
That's a great option. So now I think one of the things that we're getting from this conversation is there's options, right? Okay. So I have a bunch of stuff in this house. I've lived in it for 40 years. I'm now downsizing. What can I do with the stuff?
So we would go over that with the client to see what they would like to do. One service that I suggest to my clients is that we can come in and we can do an online auction for them.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah. And
okay, so wait. Online auction. Talk to us about that. What exactly is an online auction?
So we've partnered up with a company called Max Sold, and they would be hosting the auction. But what would happen is my team would come in and we would start making lots, which is grouping items together. For example, every single year, you probably get a bouquet of flowers from your flower shop, and you might have a bunch of vases collected over the years from that.
So we all have a bunch of vases.
Yes.
Because sometimes you keep these vases thinking you'll get more flowers, and then you don't. But but so you would put all the vases together and then
and that would become a lot.
Okay.
And then what we would do is we would take between 10 and 20 pictures of that particular lot. We would write a description, and that would get published onto the Max Sold website. But we would be doing that for many, many lots.
Okay.
My last online auction was, I think, 230 lots that they had. And so it took us about, I would say, 3 days to lot the entire house.
Okay.
And then we had Max Sold come in for one day, and they did the photographing and the cataloging.
Okay.
And then I went ahead and edited everything.
Okay.
And then it gets published to their website. More recently, Max Sold doesn't always come out this far out of the GTA. So now my team has been coached on how to do a Max Sold auction. So we actually come in now and we do the photographing and we do the cataloging. I'll do the editing. We put it onto the Max Sold website. Typically, an auction will run between 7 and 10 days.
Okay.
And then we would also work the pickup day. So what happens is the entire contents of your house leaves in a day.
Oh, wow. Okay. So, all right. No, so that's pretty cool. So you can set up all of that piece of that auction. So that's some of the stuff. There was, what other things? Obviously you can donate some stuff as well. What other things? So we're selling, we're moving, we're donating.
There is discard. I mean, some things are just, they don't qualify for an auction. Sometimes there are restricted items. I mean, I don't know if everybody knows, but things like mattresses, not even a charity shop will take them. They have to go to the landfill because of bed bugs. And I'm not saying that my clients have bed bugs, but
no, it's a hygiene thing. It's
Absolutely.
a complete hygiene thing.
Absolutely.
And I think everyone understands that and knows that. So you have that expertise to be like, that won't go in a lot. Like you have that ability to tell the client what can get in, what can't. And you have the experience behind it. Like how many years have you been in this?
Been doing this since 2016.
Oh, wow. Okay. So that's quite a bit of time.
Yeah.
Okay. And so through that, has there any situation that surprised you at all?
Honestly, I've been doing this for almost 10 years and I've seen the good, the bad, and the ugly. I've had moves that have taken me a day, one single day. We do the pack, the move, and the unpack in one day. And I've had moves that have taken me over 5 weeks. Some of my hoarding houses have been over 200 hours of work.
Oh, wow.
So I've seen everything.
Okay. And so, I mean, the key here is that we have help. And you can help, you can assess, you can also give pretty much a good range of what the situation is and say, okay, this service we can do, this service, potentially you need someone else to do that kind of thing. Okay. So we can move seniors. We can also move professionals. So if we are actually leaving one city to work in another city or doing things like that, have you gotten calls like that as well?
Maybe, definitely locally. I've done that locally. For professionals, we can support, for example, if there's 2 lawyers living in the same house, chances are they might not have 30, 40 to 50 hours to come and pack everything up. That's where we can come in. We can come in and we can start making decisions. Do they want to do any downsizing? Maybe they do, maybe they don't. They might just say, come in and pack absolutely everything because they don't have the time to make decisions to downsize. Whatever my client needs, we'll be more than happy to help them out with that.
And you use lawyers as an example because lawyers are very busy.
Yes.
And there's other professionals that are very busy. But if you're very, very busy and you're juggling everything, sometimes you just need everything to go. It's not even a matter of let's downsize. It's going from here to here. Okay. Now, I think when we first met, you mentioned also when people are in the hospital and they have to come home or they have to go to a new location. What does that look like?
So sometimes we have the different agencies reaching out to us because if someone's getting released from hospital and the conditions aren't safe for a PSW to come in and support that person, well, we can certainly come in for an afternoon or a day to at least clear the clutter out of the way to make it safe for a PSW to come in and be able to help that person. As well as that, we do short notice moves all the time where somebody might not be going home, but they might be going into assisted living at one of the retirement homes. And in that situation, we will come and we will do a very quick move because we'll be moving their bed. A lot of the time it's a studio. A lot of the time they don't even have a kitchenette. So we'll come in and we'll pack minimal, a couple of wardrobe boxes and maybe an extra 10 or 12 boxes, plus a little bit of furniture to furnish a studio type place. And then when they are released from hospital, they'll go straight into assisted living and it's already done.
Okay. All right. So no, it's a good transition. It's definitely a good transition and support, especially if you have a loved one in the hospital or something like that. It also gives you time to potentially even get you in to, how do you say right size the house? Like get the house ready for that person to come back because they need supports in the house as well.
Oh, absolutely.
And so and it's not that you're going to come and clean it because we have cleaners and stuff like that. It's a matter of sitting there going, what needs to be taken here and moved over here? Okay.
Absolutely. And if I do have a power of attorney that's there or someone that's able to make decisions, we can certainly pack a few boxes and take them over to the charity shop just to clear a little bit of space. I tell all my clients, I have a cargo van and they're very useful.
Cargo van.
So yes, so I can certainly come and if I can lift it, I can take definitely. My cargo van holds 60 boxes, many garbage bags. I can take it to wherever it needs to go right away. So we don't always need third-party movers. I can actually do that myself.
Okay. So the key first is calling you. You'll assess the situation and be like, okay, this is it. And then also when you do assess the situation, also bring in other people or tag into, because you've been doing this for so many years, you have other connections that can sit there and go, hey, you need to do this first. You need to do this first. Okay. So we've got us moving, we've got seniors moving, we've got teens moving. Any new things that are happening that some people like myself who's not moving recently need to know? Like if anything in the industry that's happened in the last 5 years?
Well, for anybody out there, please be careful of the moving company that you pick. I'm referring to movers in a truck, and I don't know the names of any of them, but there is my movers that I use for my jobs, they've been vetted by me. They're honest. They've got insurance, and I've been working with them for many years. If you don't know your moving company, please check their Google reviews. It is very common that they're giving people a certain price that's too good to be true, and they're pulling over halfway through, making them pull into a gas station or somewhere like that, and all of a sudden the price changes, and they will actually dump the contents of your home into a gas station if you immediately don't pay them the extra money up front.
So there's these moving scams.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. So I think that's really great for us to all know, because I mean, if you haven't moved in the last, we haven't moved for the last 19 years. I don't know what's happening. And then if you're going to go higher. So there's scammers out there. Be prepared to get scammed. And so double check, make sure that the movers have insurance.
Yes.
Check their reviews. Would check their reviews more to see if people complain. And I mean, that's the one thing too. Reviews can help protect us. And so those who are putting reviews out are normally the ones who have been hurt or damaged or things like that, and they're trying to protect us. So look at reviews. Make sure that there's no scams or things like that. Be able to make sure you trust them. So they'll normally give you, and you normally give like a contract and signatures and things like that.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes. We have a contract with every job. And just so I know I've mentioned this already, but my movers have been vetted by me. Okay. I know them personally. Yeah. But if you're going to go on to Kijiji and if someone tells you that they're going to move your 4-bedroomed, 4-bathroom, 4,000 square foot house for $700, I've never heard of that before.
So that's a flag.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So one of the things, I guess, when you're doing moving is get multiple quotes.
Absolutely.
One that seems very unbelievably is probably unbelievable is what you're kind of recommending. Yes. Okay. So thank you, Nicole. So I think any last things that you want to tell anybody or?
Thank you for having me on the show today. And I just wanted to let people know that there is support out there. Someone I had met at an event a little while ago mentioned to me that her brother had to take a year off work to clear out their aunt's house when she moved on to a retirement home. So I cannot imagine how much money they've spent in property tax, in keeping the utilities on, how much money he lost in income to have to do that for an entire year. This is why I'm trying to get out there and spread the news that there is support like this available. Please do not take a year off work to clear out your aunt's house if necessary, because my team can come in. We can have that done. It depends on the size of the job, in a couple of days or a couple of weeks. Like I said, an online auction from beginning to end typically takes about 3 weeks. And by the 4th week, we can have your for sale sign in the lawn. Give us a call, because we can help out with any type of move and moving situation.
Okay. So there you have it. Make sure that you if you are going to make that move, get some help and get someone to assess. And I mean, the key here is Nicole's here to help. You can do your research. And if you are looking for a moving company, at least get 3 quotes.
Yes.
And do a reasonable person check, I think, is another thing. You can get support if you're downsizing, if you're moving from home to another location potentially. And also if you need support when someone's moving from a hospital. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me here today. This was really exciting, and I'm so happy that I was able to spread the word and be here.
Awesome. All right. If you have any questions, don't forget to drop it in the comment section or contact us. And as I said, Nicole is on the platform. She is a supportive brand. So reach out if you need her. Take care.
Thank you.